So even no matter what I just told you, I was gonna get fired regardless while working in here?
Correct.
You want me to like give you like a whole breakdown or?
You remember when I said that if I'm gonna ask you a question, it's because I already know the answers, right?
Yeah.
So don't bullshit, okay?
Okay.
On May 3rd, 2024, in Boynton Beach, Florida, officers responded to a Walmart for a felony grand theft investigation.
It is April 16th. It's approximately 13:39 hours. I'm here with Walmart LPO or LPO Coney. You raise your right hand. You swear that everything you say is the truth and the whole truth.
Yes.
All right, Coney, have a seat. In regards to a employee who is
Defrauding.
okay, so just tell me what happened.
So what happened was on the 5th of April. He came work at 6 something in the morning. He went in the back room where there was all the tires, and he was fixing the tires. Then he went to the oil. He took the tires from the tires room and went to the oil room and staged the tires there.
In what room?
In the oil room.
Oil room?
Yeah, he staged the tires, and around approximately 8:40, 8:50 around this time, he had one the customer that came in, and from what he told me that person was his brother, but I don't know. That's what he told me, that that's his brother, and just
So you say, all right. So go ahead. So you said customer came in.
yeah, the customer came in. He loaded the 20 tires in the truck. Then he made the customer come back inside the store and pay for the tires. And he put all the 20 tires at $20.
Okay.
And then that's when the team lead informed me that there's a transaction that was made, but he don't know if the customer could pay the full price for the items. So we have something that called a smart system. I went over the smart system and I was able to retrieve the receipt. And it showed that he went in the cash register and changed the price of the item.
Okay. You checked the smart system, you said?
Yeah, smart system.
And discovered it was changed?
Yeah, it showed that he manually input the prices. Because normally for you to do those, for you to do the price override, you need a coach or team lead permission to it.
And is he a coach or a team leader?
No,
Why he could
he's a regular
So
associate.
how did he have the code?
So what he did he put item looks up. So when he put the item looks up, it let him do it without the team leader or the coach.
Okay.
So that's what he did.
Okay. So that was the first time?
Yeah, that was the first time. Then
Hold on 1 second. And where did this truck park?
so he parked the truck behind the building.
So the truck was behind the building?
Yes.
And who loaded the truck?
So him and the other guy loaded the truck. So he pushed the exit door. Then he started giving the person the tires.
And how do you know that it's 20 tires?
We count the tires. And
On the video?
On the video, we count the tires. It was 16, and the team lead said that he take a good pictures and he count how many tires. And we see it was 20 tires, and we also did inventory.
Okay, through inventory.
To inventory, we see that we saw 16, but to inventory showed us it was 20, and also the team lead saw physically how many tires.
And who's this team leader?
His name is Greg.
Greg?
Yeah.
Is Greg here today?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. I'll get Greg after this. So, okay, boom. So then after that, what?
Then after that, the other one was early in the morning. It was on like 6 something in the morning.
What day was that?
On the 5th also.
So this one, you said he came in at 6 a.m. to work.
Yeah, he came at 6 a.m. to work. That's when he did the first one, and then the next day they informed me that there was more tire missing. So then when I reviewed the transaction, I said that around 7 something, the truck came and delivered some tires.
So 7 a.m. and 8:50 a.m.
Yeah.
So 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the truck came, he unloaded the trucks.
Was it the same truck?
No, it was another truck. So it was another truck that came and dropped some tires. But at the, when you go look at the video, everything was made outside.
So you say it's a a truck came at 7 a.m. and dropped tires or pickup tires?
Drop tires. To delivery.
Huh?
They come to delivery tires.
Okay. So delivery. Okay. And that was a Walmart delivery that you guys were expecting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then what happened?
And around that time, he was fixing the tires. And then I don't remember around what time you will see a black truck in the video. He told the black truck to back up around the Bay Area.
Which truck is this now?
That's going to be the black truck.
Okay, so this is the truck from earlier. That
The-
left with the tires. The 850 truck.
The 850 truck, it was a blue truck, and the other one was a black truck.
Okay, so now it's a black truck.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a black truck.
Okay.
So with that truck, you will see him go outside and tell him to back up, and the guy backed up, and he started giving him tires. And after that, he gave him 20 tires. He went back inside the store and put in the system. It was 12 tires. We did inventory again, and we found out it was 20 tires that was missing again. So in total, he took 40
And how
tires.
much was those tires again? How much did he change it for?
He changed it for $20, but he put 12 tires.
Okay. But it was okay. Gotcha. All right. So the trucks that do you guys have tags on those trucks?
Only one that have tags of
Okay.
it, and this one's one of those.
Okay.
But the other one was the black one. It was kind of faded. We couldn't see in the camera. Like
That's
this
the
one,
black
you
one.
can see.
Okay. That's the black truck.
That's the black one. Truck.
And
This one,
oh, that was the first time, the 7 a.m. one, and this is the second one. That's the okay.
the first one
Is the black truck?
yes, and
Yes.
the second one.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. All right. Can I see the video?
Yeah.
And then after that, let's get that
You want to show us
witness.
the-
Yeah, we're gonna witness. Yeah. And what's this guy's name?
His name is Brian BRAAWAM.
Knows nothing about
He
this.
don't know nothing about it.
Okay, we want to make sure that so he doesn't bail out or
Yeah.
Brian. Do you know his date of birth?
No, I don't have his date of birth yet.
Okay, I'll look. How old is he?
They told me approximately like he was 25.
Okay,
So now that you'll see, that's when the black truck is leaving right now.
okay.
That's the black truck leaving.
What time is that?
That is 7:45.
And that's the tires.
That's the time in the GMC truck.
I'll call you right back. Let me call you right back, okay? Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it all here. Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
To kind of hear your side of the story.
What's up, bud?
What's up?
Everything all right?
Good,
All
how are
right.
you?
So I can't, like, even if I make a statement, I can't defend my case
You can defend your case, yeah.
by being terminated.
Yes, sir.
So how can I make a statement?
Like me and April just told you, if you want to open door your termination, then you have 100% right to do that. You can either come back and ask to speak to the market HR, or you can call Google Walmart Ethics and they'll give you that phone number to open door termination.
But then I'm just fired regardless.
So they could overturn it, they could not. But I'm just saying what our facts of our investigation are. Right? We have everything detailed lined up, and we just bring associates in to figure out what caused this to happen.
Okay.
Right? And that's why we came to talk to you, to figure out what caused this to happen.
Okay.
Okay?
So even no matter what I just told you, I was gonna get fired regardless while working in here.
Correct. So everything else is going to be between April and these two gentlemen here, okay?
All right, that's fine.
I appreciate you coming to talk to me, though.
Yeah, it's just kind of wish I had just time to even remember just anything like with the source.
How you doing, man? All right. Mr. Flores.
Yeah.
Hey, you can stay seated, man. I'm Officer Daly with the Boynton Beach Police Department.
Yeah.
Of course, you know why we're here. It's
Yeah.
no secret, all right? But before I get into anything, I'm going to read your rights, all right?
Okay.
Rights against self-discrimination. Everyone is entitled to that. Do you have one on you?
Yeah.
All right. So my partner here is going to read your rights, and I'm going to ask you some few questions and talk to you about the investigation, okay?
Okay.
It's best that you be honest with us because we already have everything. I'm not going to ask you questions if I don't know the answer.
Okay.
But that's just going to see your honesty with you and where you lie and how this goes.
Okay.
All right? So if I ask you a question, it's because I already know.
Okay.
All right? And this isn't my first time coming across this with
Okay.
you. All right? Yeah, well, in this
Oh,
whole
okay.
situation.
Okay,
all
I
right?
thought you know me from
Yeah,
previous.
no. But if I'm I'm asking, I'm talking to you, it's because I have knowledge of what's going on. So if you're lying for me from the jump, I'll already know, and it just makes it worse, all right?
Okay.
And we want this to be smooth as possible.
All right.
All right? No, go ahead.
So I'm going to go through this line by line, and after every line, you just advise to me that you understand these rights.
Okay.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Do you understand? You got it?
Oh, yeah.
I understand?
I understand.
Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Do you understand?
I understand.
Any statement you make must be freely and voluntarily given. Do you understand?
I understand.
You have the right to the presence and representation of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statement and during any questioning. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, you are entitled to the presence and representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you make any statements and during any questioning. Do you understand?
I understand.
If at any time during the interview you do not wish to answer any questions, you are privileged to remain silent. Do you understand?
I understand.
I can make no threats or promises to induce you to make a statement. This must be of your own free will.
I understand.
Any statement can and will be used against you in the court of law. You understand?
I understand.
Okay. You want to sign?
Oh, yeah. So you just got to sign that. That's not admission of guilt. That's just stating that we read you your Miranda warnings and your rights and that you understood it. Okay?
All right.
Just sign like right here.
Signature right there.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. What's your first name?
Brian, Brayam.
Okay, and your last name?
Flores.
And what's your date of birth?
6302.
6302. Do you know why we're here?
Yeah, I'm assuming for this case, the following up.
Which is what?
The tires.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Like I said, the hoodie guy come up to me. I was gonna toss.
You haven't told me anything yet, so yeah. So I need to hear from you what transpired.
So the hoodie guy comes up to me, says, "Hey, you happen to have some clearance?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have some, but I have other work to do. But just give me a second, and I can pursue that." Just kind of go from there, make a transaction for him. Comes up, load up his tires, and then yeah. You want me to give you a whole breakdown, or?
You remember when I said that if I'm gonna ask you a question, it's because I already know the answers, right?
Yeah.
So don't bullshit me, okay?
Okay.
So once again, tell me detail by detail what happened, other than some random hoodie guy, because we knew it wasn't a random hoodie guy.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So let's not play me. All right? I just didn't start this job yesterday, son.
All right then. I think I don't want to make any statements.
Okay. All right. Well, stand up, put your hand behind your back. You're going to be placed under arrest.
This case is a textbook study in 3 doctrines of American criminal procedure. First, the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination, as defined by the Supreme Court in Miranda versus Arizona, decided in 1966. That decision held that statements from custodial interrogation are inadmissible unless the suspect was first warned of the right to silence and the right to counsel. Here, the warnings are delivered line by line, before any substantive questioning. Second, the principle from Berkemer versus McCarty decided in 1984 that Miranda applies regardless of the severity of the offense. A property crime suspect receives the same protections as any violent crime suspect. Third, the rule from Davis versus United States, decided in 1994, governing how an invocation of rights must be expressed. That ruling requires the invocation to be unambiguous before officers must stop questioning. The suspect's words, "I think I don't want to make any statements," are precisely the kind of hedged language Davis treats as ambiguous. Officer Dating chose to treat it as a stop signal anyway, ending the interview. That is the constitutionally safer path.
Turn your hand. Turn your wrist. There you go. All right. Don't want to make it tight on you, all right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
14. We don't have one Hispanic opportunity. All right. Do you have any weapons on you? Anything like that? Knives, guns, needles? Anything that'll poke me? No? All right. That's the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you drive here?
Yes, I drove here.
Okay. What keys do you have? Where's your keys?
The keys are in the shop.
What kind of vehicle is it?
23 Ford Mustang.
Okay, all right. It's parked here,
It's
so I'm
parked
sure they can. They'll leave your vehicle parked here. Okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Okay. Are those their glasses? Their work glasses?
Yeah, the work glasses.
Okay. I'm gonna. Hey guys, this or not? It's work glasses. That's for you guys. All right. You got them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this way.
Hey, just secure them in your vehicle. I'm gonna just talk to them real quick. All right. So what did he divulge to you guys?
So he admit price overriding the tires.
Okay.
But he's stating that he don't think that he did anything wrong.
Okay.
See, that he pretty much remembered everything up until the point of
The
loading
tires being loaded in his truck.
into his own truck.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember that.
Yeah. Well, the truck comes back to his mom, Miss Flores. Did you guys see that the credit card that he used was his? It came back to him. So did he even?
He declined.
He's like,
that
oh,
too.
I don't remember. I have to check my statements and my text messages.
So when we got to the credit card piece and the vehicle piece,
Yeah.
that's when he started saying he
Yeah.
don't remember.
Well, he knows. That's why I told him. I looked at him. I'm like, don't sit here. I'm not even gonna waste my time listening to your lies. So that's why he shut down, which is fine. We still have enough. The guys ID'd him, Pony ID'd him from the video. We have the credit card that comes back to him. Him on video changing
The price.
price. Him loading the truck and loading the tires out. It's more than enough.
On the substantive charge, this case turns on Florida Statute 812.014. The statute defines theft as the knowing taking of another's property with intent to deprive the owner of its value. Where the value reaches $20,000 or more, but less than $100,000, it becomes second-degree felony grand theft. That tier carries a statutory maximum of 15 years in state prison. 3 elements must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt: knowing taking, intent to deprive, and value. Walmart's file proves all 3 through video, inventory variants, transaction logs, the suspect's credit card, and the truck registered to his mother. The arrest and search are governed by Fourth Amendment doctrine. Under Chimmel versus California from 1969, an officer may search the arrestee's person and the area within his immediate control for officer safety and evidence preservation. The grades. Officer Dating earns a B+ for clean Miranda compliance and a force-free arrest. The suspect earns a C, compliant during the arrest, but strategically poor with a hedged invocation that came too late. Walmart's loss prevention team earns an A- for a near-complete, ready-to-prosecute case file. The lesson for officers? Deliver Miranda first and treat ambiguous invocations as stop signals. The lesson for citizens? After Miranda is read, say clearly, "I want a lawyer, and I am invoking my right to silence." Engaging first and invoking later is the worst posture a defendant can adopt. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out our channel for more legal analysis.